What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're going to be talking about how women, not men, carry not one, but 2/3 of all student loan debt. And we know that student loan debt is at an all-time high right now, and it is continuing to rise. We have an epidemic of guys and especially women, my age, but especially women, that's what we're talking about in today's video, that are going to college for degrees that they will not use. But I just wanted to quickly dissect a trusted news source, Investopedia, right? There's supposed to be a trusted news source that you're supposed to get unbiased, correct, and accurate information that can be backed by statistics. Unfortunately, this is yet another news source that, embraces the girl power movement, and instead of acting with logic and using statistics to back up their research, they go by emotions and they feed into this narrative that somehow there's a gender wage gap and that men are responsible. Yes, you're gonna see this. They're blaming men for women going into student loan debt. This is gonna be an interesting read. You guys are gonna enjoy this one. So with no further ado, let's get into it. Why Women Own 2/3 of America's Student Debt by Caitlin Kindig. It's a woman, so it's gonna be a little skewed already, but let's just try to get through it, boys. Americans carry an estimated 1.5 trillion in student loan debt, and nearly 2/3 of that amount, 929 billion, is held by women. The figures come from the American Association of University Women. Women who attend for-profit colleges wind up owing far more than those who attend public or private, not-for-profit, four-year schools. There could be several explanations as to why women leave school with more debt. Chief among them are a persistent gender wage gap, which has already been disproven, but we still see this narrative being pushed that there is a gender wage gap. The only reason, ladies, there's a gender wage gap is because you take time off of work to raise children. You tend to not be able to handle more of these stressful jobs like coal mining, the jobs that pay well. When you're a plumber, those kinds of jobs that do pay well, but you look down upon those jobs because they're blue collar. Those jobs pay very well, but you don't want to do those jobs. Instead, the only trades women are really looking at is like cosmetology or nail technician, stuff like that. They're not really getting down in the nitty gritty. Now, you can make a lot of money in those fields if you are like the top 1% at it and you're really good at your game and marketing and all that. But usually, for the most part, a lot of the lash technicians I know, the cosmetology girls that I know, they're not making a lot of money. And a lot of their clients are word of mouth or family and friends. So it sounds easy to do, but you're not making as much money as a man that's a blue collar worker or an IT guy or someone that codes, or someone that's getting their hands dirty in a trade or a field that there's a lot of demand for nowadays. So they're saying the main reasons why women leave school with more debt is because of the persistent wage gap, which I just disproved, the number of women seeking four-year degrees compared to men, and the comparative levels of financial literacy. When literally you can go onto Google right now and type in anything you need to learn, anything you need to look up. They got Khan Academy on YouTube that literally explains math and science, all this IT stuff from level 1, level 0 actually, all the way till advanced level, and you can learn a whole lot. That is like your whole online education. And quite frankly, he's teaching more, and a lot of these YouTube gurus, these guys that are really good at what they do online, they're teaching more than what a degree will teach you at one of these universities, where all they care about is keeping you there longer and buying their materials and buying their books. So instead of paying someone else to teach you, if you really have that drive and determination, ladies, you can get your own education by learning yourself. I think it was Abraham Lincoln that was self-taught. He came from a family that didn't have a lot of money, but you know what? He invested in himself and he read a lot of books and he gave himself that knowledge because he wanted to learn. So you just got to put in that time to learn. But instead, a lot of you guys would rather watch Too Hot to Handle, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, all that garbage, scroll through Instagram. While us men, we're just going to stack up these degrees that are actually valuable and these trades that no one wants to do. And we're going to learn how to market ourselves, learning how to invest, learning how to improve ourselves in this new economy. The has created additional challenges for women, especially those with student loan debt. The current debt relief measures in place leave many borrowers behind, including those with the greatest burden. Women make up 57% of undergraduate students in the United States. An estimated 60% of all students seeking a master's degree are women. This is largely because women may need one or more degree to close the earnings gap with men. According to a report from Georgetown University Center on Education and the Workforce, these demographics in part clarify the unbalanced numbers regarding student loan debt. Women are statistically more educated than men and seek out more graduate school degrees, said Alyssa Schaefer, whatever. You think that wages follow that, but they don't. Because what she's not telling you is what degrees and what majors these women are getting. What fields are they majoring in? Why don't we pull up those statistics? Oh, she's not going to include them in this article. So guess what, boys? Here on this channel, we like to back things up by statistics. So what we're going to do is scroll over to another article from Forbes magazine that has the top 10 college majors for both men and women. Let's check it out. So she's wondering why women aren't making as much money as men, even though they have more degrees. And it seems like, women are overtaking, women are winning, and men are dropping out of school at all these alarming rates. But let's really look at what's going on here. What are women majoring in compared to men? Now, leading the way for both majors is business, about 161,000 for women, about the same for men. But what's number 2 on the list for women's college majors? Health professions and related clinical sciences. What's number 2 on the majors for men? Social sciences and history. What's number 3 on the majors for women? Education. What's number 3 in the majors for men? Engineering and engineering technologies. That's a drastic difference in salary right there, okay? Do you think an engineer is making as much as a preschool teacher or a special ed teacher or a PE teacher? No offense to my PE teachers or my teachers out there, but engineers and engineering technologies, those fields, there's more of a demand for it, but there's not many people that can provide that service. So guess what? They're going to make more money. It's just the law of supply and demand. That's just how it is. Number 4 on the list, social sciences and history for women. Number 4 on the list for men, computer and information sciences and support services. Which one do you think is making more money? Social sciences and history or computer and information sciences and support services? Number 5 on the list for women is psychology. Then after that is visual and performing arts. And then after that is communications and communication technologies. And after that is biological and biomedical sciences, then English language literatures, and then liberal arts. And the rest of the top majors for men include visual and performing arts, biological and biomedical sciences, communication and communications technologies, education, psychology, and security and protective services. So if we look at the top 5 majors for both men and women, we can see why women are making less money, okay? They're choosing less science and technology related degrees. Men tend to gravitate towards more STEM degrees, which stands for science, technology, engineering, mathematics. Whereas women tend to gravitate towards healthcare, education, lash technician, cosmetology, scrolling through Instagram. So even though a lot of men have decided not to go to college or at least postpone college for later on, it's clear to me, and it should be clear to you by statistics and maybe the men you know in your life, that men are more focused on careers that pay more. Even though women might be graduating and getting their master's degree, their doctorate, it's in psychology, it's in education. Nothing against those professions and those career options, but those aren't going to pay nearly as much as a degree in something STEM related. And that's just a cold, hard truth that women have to accept. It has nothing to do with you being a woman yourself. It's just that men tend to gravitate towards solving things more, all right? More math related things. Whereas women tend to gravitate towards, nurturing, which is healthcare and education and that kind of stuff, because that's just in their nature. So ladies, there's no reason for you to get upset about this. I just wanted to lay this out and provide statistics because a lot of times there's a lot of misrepresented information out there. I will link this Investopedia article in the description box of this video, just because I think it's so ridiculous that, here we have a trusted news source, right? You don't trust the news anymore. It's all fake news. But here's yet another news source that's blaming men for women's decision making, as if women can't make the right decision when it comes to choosing a career, choosing an education, and deciding on a major. Like this has anything to do with men at all, and they can't think for themselves. So anyway, I'll link it in the description box below. Go check it out for yourself after you're done watching this video. But before you leave, be sure to drop a like, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications, and let me know your thoughts. By doing all 3 of those things, it lets YouTube know that you enjoy this content and you want this channel to get promoted out to more and more young people out there that are watching this. And I really would appreciate it. It helps me grow. It helps my message spread. Until next time, have a blessed rest of your day. I'll see you guys.